not compromising and really demonizing Obama and running against Obama and 4 more years of Hillary is basically what Obama's been, or 8 more years, is just the continuation of the Clintons. I think if people get hardcore and aggressive, they're going to win in a landslide. But if they try to become the Democrats, they're going to lose. What do you say?
Well, that's the real split right now between that's where Christie's trying to position himself, and that's where he's trying to position himself as that compromise candidate. But there are awful lot of people who are looking at it and saying, "Hey, we just did that twice. We did that with McCain. We did that with Romney. We didn't like him. They weren't conservative enough for us, but we held our nose and we,
Sure.
in the case of Romney, 5 million people didn't show up to the polls. They just said, I don't like either guy. I'm not showing up."
Sure.
So
I mean, we had a landslide for Tea Party and conservatives because they did demonize. You've got to demonize out of control corruption because it is evil. I mean, we're not painting it something it isn't. I want to go to our reporters for comments and questions. Jakari Jackson in there in the Infowars.com studios in the control room. Jakari, what's your take on this political realignment and the Republican field?
I want to ask Mr. Kerr, as far as the political climate, we see a lot of the Republican wins. They had a big win in the midterms, but now that people see that they haven't done much since then. A lot of the things that the Republican fan base wanted to see done hasn't been done. They've been pretty much sitting on their hands. So are we at a time coming up with this presidential election that you guys have been talking about when people are going to realize that there isn't a whole lot of difference between the Republicans and the Democrats by and large? You do have some standout candidates such as your Rand Pauls, your Ted Cruz's, who at least, talk the good game. I want to ask Mr. Curl if he really sees a changing paradigm.
Sure, because people are always figuring out meet the new boss, same as the old boss, but people are getting mad quicker and quicker. It used to take years, now it takes months. Yeah, that's a great question. Does the political power structure realize how angry people are, Joseph?
Well, it is a great question because that's exactly what you're right. It's in some ways the Republicans just got in. They just took over January 6th. It's only been a few weeks. But you're right. People are frustrated already, and they're already looking at them and saying, first they could barely pick a speaker, and then, they can't get it together on abortion. That was a big debacle where they didn't know what they wanted, and they voted, some Republicans voted against it, and they had to re-vote it.
Yeah.
Now you've got the whole mess with Keystone where, they couldn't pull enough votes together. They said they had 60. They only ended up with 53 or 54. So you're right. People are getting frustrated quickly. And again, just like Obama did in his State of the Union, where he ignored the notion that he was addressing 50 or 60 brand new Republicans who were in that room that weren't there the last time he gave a State of the Union. So he should have. A lot of people have said.
And he said, "I'll veto anything you try to block me on anything I'm doing. Open borders, right. Turning off the power. I will veto that." I mean, it's just the arrogance.
But that's the real problem right now that's happening with the Republican Party is they're looking to, and this is again a problem with keeping the establishment of McConnell and Boehner in there. They're looking now to negotiate and compromise with this president when in fact what the voters did when they put these guys in was they said, go in there and take it to them. They didn't want them to go in and make deals with Obama and settle for half of everything you want and let him get away with amnesty and deficit spending and all the things that he's doing. But the Republicans now are starting to appear as if they're gonna toe the line and try to work with this guy. Your point, Alex, is exactly where a lot of people say the Republican Party needs to go, is get angry about this, get up in their grills about it, get up in their face and battle it. Make it
well, sure. I mean, just from political points, even though we know Boehner's is horrible, he could have at least started committee hearings on repeal of Obamacare or part of it. They're not doing jack squat. I mean, it's so clear that they know there's such pressure. They don't want to let 1 inch of resistance in because it'll bring the whole house of cards down and save the country. I'm going to go back to the reporters. John Bound with Jakari Jackson. Bound, what's your take on this? Got any questions or comments for Curl?
Yeah, Mr. Curl, pleasure.
Hey, nice
Good. I just wanted to reiterate the wealth that exists in Congress and in the presidency. The presidential campaign has increased every campaign by $2 to $3 billion. So, and then we have people in Congress. It costs on average about $3.5 million to get into Congress. they're completely out of touch with the American people.
You're talking about how most of the Democrats are worth hundreds of millions but want to raise taxes on poor people?
Well, and Republicans, too. They're all in it together.
I know, but if you look at the top 15, it's all Democrats. I mean, again, I'm not against rich people. It's that they're for wealth redistribution, but then exempt themselves from most of the taxes. I'm going to let you come back with more of that, Bound, and finish up your point. But briefly, Curl, what do you think of that?
Well, that's where everything's going right now. If you're looking at, you finally got the Koch brothers who are going to get into this to the tune of about $750 billion. But you look at people like Soros and who's backing the Democrats, and again, you've got the liberal media saying, "Oh, there's so much conservative money in it; they're controlling everything." Quietly, the Democrats and liberal money is enormous of what's happening there. So you're right; it's now being controlled by these two groups of billions of dollars, and that's where we're going to go in 2016. It's going to be again, exponentially higher than it cost to run last.
Sure. Well, America is up for. You're absolutely right. I mean, America is up for sale, special interest, and that's the bigger problem. That's why there's no difference at the very top.
My name's Clyde, age 59, and I reside in Florence, South Carolina. The doctors diagnosed me as having clogged arteries. It felt like I was carrying heavy concrete blocks around my feet and legs. I started taking Heart and Body Extract as directed. It is less than 3 weeks, and I'm like a young man again. It's unbelievable that an herbal formula can work so fast and so powerfully.
Learn the secrets of an effective, natural, 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation at hbextract.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of a house being trashed while a gang of thieves ransack the place. And what they don't steal will be destroyed.
This year, resolve not to be the next victim of a break-in. Go to faketv.com and discover a device that creates the illusion someone inside is watching TV, even when you're miles away. Security is a mindset, and Fake TV should be part of your security solution. Be vigilant, but not fearful. faketv.com.
Worried about getting sick and feeling terrible for days or even weeks? You need Immudyne for a healthy immune system. Why get sick and bother with products that just don't work? For just $1 a day, Immudyne is all natural and safe for all lifestyles. Call 866-257-8668 to buy now before it's too late, before you get sick. Or go to immudyne.com, immudyne.com, or call 866-257-8668.
Hey, sorry I'm running late. I had to stop and get my vitamins for the month.
I got mine in the mail yesterday from DiscountNutritionShop.com, so I'm here, totally on time.
DiscountNutritionShop.com?
Yep, they're a lifesaver in more ways than one. They have all the nutritional supplements you need, the major brands you know, plus you can save up to 10%. Write down this number, 888-908-4548.
Huh?
888-908-4548. Or just go to DiscountNutritionShop.com.
Hey, guess what? They've got some great deals for Valentine's Day at Guns80.com. They're calling it the Sweetheart Special. Guns80.com has lowered the price way down to $400 up until Valentine's Day. Order your Ghost AR-15 now. Tell your sweetheart that this is the right gift at the right time. Buy one for yourself. Buy one for your sweetheart, too. Your sweetheart will thank you for being so tuned into his or her needs. Get a brand new Ghost AR-15 right now for $400. Heck, buy two. His and hers. Go to Guns80.com or call and ask for the Sweetheart Deal. Love is in the air at Guns80.com. Call now, 844-2GUNS80. That's 844-248-6780. It's a sweetheart of a deal. Actually, it's a steal at $400. So call Guns80.com at 844-2GUNS80. But hurry, supplies are limited. Call 844-2GUNS80 or get your Ghost AR-15 today at Guns80.com on the web.
Come, you masters of war.
It's the final segment of the main radio broadcast. We know that many stations don't carry the fourth hour, but sometimes we do part of the hour or the whole hour. It's internet only, really. Infowars.com/show. To find the free daytime feed. The nighttime news is subscription, but then we post everything the next day or so up on YouTube for everybody and other platforms. We've got a bunch of cable systems, a bunch of satellite systems, you name it, ready. We're finally in the new studio. I'm the one that's held us up because I've been so busy with other projects. We're ready to start the hookups, the promotion here in just the next few months. I've just got to get down to it. to really open it up where we can get on UHF, VHF stations all across the country, cable systems. We have listeners everywhere in those facilities that are managers and are owners. And the show is about to explode. And with it, I think I've been procrastinating at a subconscious level because it's scary. Maybe why some candidates that are better don't want to run for president, because you know you're going to get attacked. But we're about to go to the next level. Joe Curl is also expanding what he's doing, not just working some with DrudgeReport.com or WashingtonTimes.com, but RightRead.com. I wanted you to be able to finish your comment off what John Bound said. But, John, you had another point as well. Then we'll get a final point from Jakari. Then we're going to go to Overdrive and let you guys finish up. John Bound?
Yeah, I just want to ask Joe, because he witnessed the Iowa debacle, well, the attempt at getting the American trust, and it seems that the public trust has been lost. Was Scott Walker's popularity a result of the fact that he doesn't have as much dirt on him, i.e. Chris Christie's traffic gate scandal, so on and so forth?
Absolutely, and you're right. I think one of the things that really resonated when Walker was talking was the mistrust in government, and the fact that he didn't go as far as Mitt Romney in saying 47% of people are just sucking off the government team. But what he did say was, you don't measure the government, excuse me, by how much you get from the government, how many people are dependent on it. You measure government by how few people are dependent on it. So he got a lot of applause there. He got a lot of applause when he talked about, which he did very successfully, taking on the unions in Wisconsin and winning. He's won three battles, 3 elections in less than 4 years. So he's really been tested. And a lot of the things he talked about resonated when he got to the big government, small government, intrusive government debate, and people really took to that message.
Well, I think it's the Democrats demonizing him that makes people like him. I mean, when Rand Paul's getting demonized, his poll numbers go up, and then he thinks being nice to the Democrats will make him like him more. No, the answer is get attacked. That's what people see as the badge of certification. Final question comes from Jakari Jackson to Joseph Curl. Jakari, your final question or statement for Joe Curl.
Yeah, Mr. Curl, we saw with the last presidential election, Governor Rick Perry, who I believe today said he would announce his plans or lack thereof come May or June. Last time he had a pretty tough time dealing with the Gardasil questions coming from Mrs. Bachmann. Do you anticipate him having additional issues? I know you talked about the painkillers and him entering the race late.
What's his weak underbelly? That's a great question, Jakari.
Well, you guys know him well there. You guys live with him every day there in that state. But yeah, he's got baggage and he's got problems. He's been, I think that, Alex, I think that's another problem that Sarah Palin has. I think those two both have it, is that they get pigeonholed, they get defined, and whether it's right or wrong, good or bad, they get defined, and unfortunately, they sort of take that definition. Sarah Palin has, I think Rick Perry has, and they're going to have to battle against that to get back out of it and reestablish their credentials. But Perry's most poised to do it. He's got.
Oh, I agree. And Americans love a good soap opera. Imagine a Rick Perry, Sarah Palin ticket. Wow, people, the media would go after that, wouldn't they?
It sure would. They would have a field day, but boy, would that tap their asses.
All right, RightRead.com is the website. Joseph Curl, thank you so much.
Thanks, Alex. Appreciate it.
You bet. Talk to you soon. We're going to be back in Overdrive, Infowars.com, with final comments from Jakari Jackson and John Bound. I'm Alex Jones. Great job, crew.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
The knowledge of the ancients, tried and true, trusted herbs and extracts fused with the latest nutraceutical science. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. For the last 2 years, our team has been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to develop the ultimate nutraceutical formulation. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. For a limited time, get 25% off on this introductory introductory offer. Visit ancientdefense.com or call 888-253-3139. ancientdefense.com.